So you said my Elite 20 series is too easy. Interesting. Welcome to the extreme version. Dun dun dun. We've done this once before. We're doing it again. Every month I'm going to try to do an extreme edition, but we'll see. Today is this month's edition. I kind of feel bad for some of these questions because they're extremely difficult. Again, it's going to start kind of easy, but more difficult than usual, and it's going to end extremely brutally. Are you up for the challenge? Let's see. Question number 1. But before then, here is today's comment of the day. In the previous Elite 20 video, LRC said 19 out of 20. He almost got a perfect score. Today, I'll be very surprised if anyone even gets 50% correct. There are 20 questions. Can you get 10 out of 20? It's a good score. 15 out of 20, an amazing score. And 20 out of 20, you're a robot. Let's see what you can get. And for today, the Elite 20, we'll say Elite 15. For the extreme version, 15 out of 20, because I feel like 20 is too difficult. But you can prove me wrong. Let's see. Question number 1. Which Premier League player shattered the record for the most goals in a single season, scoring 36 times in 2022-2023? Now, we've had this question before. It's just written a little bit differently and not as obvious as I probably would have written it for the original Elite 20 series. So which player is this? As always, I will be giving you guys a hint, and if you answer after the hint, you will get half the point. If I give you a Dano hint, you don't get any reduction in points because usually the hints make absolutely no sense. And maybe today we'll have a Dano bonus question, like the previous video, where if you got it right, you doubled your points. But for today, we're not going to do double. But maybe I'll do 2 points, 3 points, who knows. Which Premier League player shattered the record for most goals in a season, scoring 36 times in 2022-2023? Your clue, your hint. This player is a cyborg. That is his nickname. Who is this player? Answers a lot. The answer is Erling Haaland. Now, I could have said he was Norwegian, but that's the old me. That's the non-extreme me. Alright, question number 2. After nearly a decade of dominance, which legendary manager sent shockwaves through football by announcing his departure from Liverpool in 2024? I have a good Dano hint for this one. Although I feel like my Dano hint is good. I mean, I always think my Dano hints are good, but I feel like this one is super good. Which legendary manager left Liverpool in 2024 after a decade of dominance? Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Also, I hope this is correct. Did he actually leave? How do I check? Let me check the answer. Okay, it is correct. I just couldn't believe that this player left. I still can't believe it. Alright, your Dano hint, which is free. You can take it or leave it. Your clue is, you haven't checked Travago. You haven't checked Travago. You haven't checked Travago. Lock in your answer, and for your actual hint, this player is famous for his heavy metal football style, which we have mentioned before, and his infectious laugh. I don't think I've heard his laugh. At least I don't remember it. Isn't that infectious? I don't know. Answers are locked. The answer is Mr. Jurgen Klopp. Klopp, 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 Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, 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 Klopp. If you have seen the Hotel Travago ads with his teeth that are just like a wall of teeth, straight, like chiclets, what are those gums? And everyone memes his teeth. It's like the scary guy from the commercial. It's so funny. He is the only manager in Liverpool history to win the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the League Cup. Great manager. He was even a great manager for Borussia Dortmund. And I double checked to make sure, because I felt like he was still there, because I didn't see him on any other team. But apparently he is the director of football. No, the head of global soccer for Red Bull. So all the Red Bull affiliated teams like Leipzig, New York Red Bulls, and Bragantino, which is why he's an upper level person now. Also, for the previous question, our cool fact of the day, Haaland scored 50 Premier League goals in the fastest time in just 48 matches. Question number 3. No, this is the extreme version. Let's make it more difficult. Which Premier League player holds the record for the most goals scored by an African player? Which Premier League player? And just so you know, the question was written with the team name, but this isn't an easy quiz today. Which Premier League player holds the record for the most goals scored by an African player? Dun dun dun. Da 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 da. Who is this player? I will give you a hint. You haven't checked Travago. I'm just kidding. This player broke Didier Drogba's long-standing record and has won the Premier League Golden Boot 3 times. So it's not Didier Drogba, one of my favorite players. They broke his record. How dare you? Answers are locked, and just because I want to do it, why not? For an extra hint. And so, a quarter of a point. This player previously played at Chelsea and Roma. Who is this player? Answers are locked. The player from the Premier League that scored the most goals by an African player is none other than the Egyptian king, Mr. Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah. Alright, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And get ready to be extreme. Which player wore the number 5 jersey at Real Madrid and won both La Liga and the Champions League in his first season at the club in 2024? A lot of information there. Is it easy? Who knows? Which player wore the legendary number 5 jersey at Real Madrid and won both La Liga and the Champions League in his first season at the club in 2024? Now, if you are following along, previous video, I think. One of the cool facts was this player wore the number 5 jersey. It's the same one. So if you remember that one, you should know the answer. Answers are not locked. Here is your hint. You know what? I'll give you a cool fact as well, free of charge. At 20 years old, this player became the first Real Madrid player since our Lord and Savior Cristiano Ronaldo scored in each of his first 4 league games for the club. And this player is famous for his signature celebration, where he stands still with his arms spread wide to the crowd. Who is this player? Answers are locked. The answer is the English sensation, Mr. Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Alright, question number 5, the last question of the easy category. You should have 4 out of 4. If not, do not panic. All of our knowledges are different. You may know very obscure things. Or maybe one of the future questions is about a team that you support, and it's easier for you. You never know. Here we go. Question number 5. Who was the surprise winner of the 2024 Ballon d'Or, becoming the first defensive midfielder to win the award in decades? That's an easy one. It's recent history. We've gone through this before. I will give you 1 point for the name. I will give you a bonus point if you tell me his full government legal name. You're telling me his government legal name is not the name he uses? Maybe. Is that a hint? No, that's a Dano hint. Take it if you want. Oh damn, this is actually a cool hint. It's a cool fact actually. Before winning this award, he went over a full calendar year without losing a single match that he started for club or country. That must be a gambler's dream. This player's starting. Bet the house on him. Don't do that. Who is the surprise winner of the 2024 Ballon d'Or? It is a surprise. But when you look at that cool fact, he did play very, very well. Alright, for half the points, here is the hint. He is the engine for both Manchester City and the Spanish national team. You should know who it is. Answers are locked. The player who won the 2024 Ballon d'Or and is the first defensive mid to do so in decades is Mr. Rodri. And his full government legal name, you can't just say Rodrigo. That doesn't count. It's Rodrigo Hernandez Cascante. Cascante. If you didn't say that, you're wrong. You still get the point for Rodri. Alright. Fun and games are over. We're going to the hard category already. Question number 6. Which 2018 World Cup winner holds the... Oh, you know what? I'll allow it. I shouldn't have said that, but that's okay. Winner holds the record all time for most goals scored in Atletico Madrid history. I think it's a little too much information. That's okay. You'll get it for now. It's only question 6. It's okay. There's more questions coming. Which 2018 World Cup winner holds the all-time record for goals scored for Atletico Madrid? 3 goals, which has stood for nearly 50 years. But not anymore. Now, the hint I really like because, again, it's one of the cool facts from the previous video we just did. This player is obsessed with Uruguayan culture and mate, M-A-T-E. It could be mate T, but I don't think it is. But there's no accent on M-A-T-E. Usually there's like a accent like this, or like that, or like that, or like that, you know. Alright, which 2018 World Cup winner holds the all-time record for goals for Atletico Madrid? Answers are locked. The answer is Mr. Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann. Alright, question number 7. Which midfielder is the only player to have won the FIFA Club World Cup with 3 different teams? I feel like the Club World Cup is such a exclusive tournament. Again, I think I've mentioned this before. I want this to be a bigger tournament than it is. I'm pretty sure they only use like the Champions League winner versus the CONCACAF winner versus the, I think it's CONMEBOL winner. You know, like one from each continent, or like a couple from each continent. I want like the Champions League, but with every single team, not separated. Just one big tournament. Every team in the world. Actually, yeah, every team in the world. You play Sunday League, you're part of the tournament. Every team in the world. Everyone can join. That'll be cool. Which midfielder is the only one to win the FIFA Club World Cup with 3 different teams? Now, a cool fact. He's often called a trophy magnet because he frequently joins teams right as they enter their most dominant eras. Now, for your actual hint, lock in your answers if you want the full point. For half a point, this player has done so with Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Manchester City. Which player has played not only for all 3, but has won the Club World Cup with all 3 teams? Answers are locked. Excuse me. That was a big burp. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. If you ever had Nerds gummy clusters, I don't know if you have it where you're from. My record is eating that in like 10 minutes, the big bag. I ate about half of that today before filming this. So maybe that's why I have lots of gas. Anyway, the midfielder that's the only person to have won the FIFA Club World Cup 3 times with 3 different teams is Mr. Mateo Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic. Alright, question number 8. Which player holds the record for the most appearances in the history of the Croatian national team? Which player holds the record for the most appearances in the history of the Croatian national team? Is it who you think it is? Or is it someone else? I have 2 answers in my mind of who it could be. If I would have to guess. I know the answer, but if I had to guess. This player has played over 180 games for his country, spanning 2 decades of international football across 4 different World Cups. Who is this player? And for your hint, this player is still playing at an elite level despite being over 40 years old. Damn, that's old. I'm just kidding. Alright, answers are locked. The answer for the player that has the most appearances and holds the record for the entire history of the Croatian national team is none other than the one that you're guessing, Mr. Luka Modric. Luka Modric. I was going to say Mandzukic. I feel like Mandzukic had a pretty good career as well. And I liked him as a player. I feel like he could probably rival Modric because he was like their best striker for a while, I'm pretty sure. Alright, question number 9. Who is the only player in history to have won the UEFA treble, which consists of the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Europa Conference League? Now, I have no idea what that is, so let me check. Okay, so I checked, and the reason why I don't know what it is, because the teams I support have never played in it, because we're the best. Let's go Tottenham. The Conference League is basically the third tier European competition. So Champions League is tier 1, Europa League is tier 2, Conference League is tier 3. So this player is the only player in history to have won Conference League, Europa League, Champions League. That's pretty impressive. I wonder in what direction he did it. Was it from the bottom up or from the top down? So his cool fact is he completed this in 2023. Oh, and he currently has more European trophies in his cabinet than many major European clubs. Don't tell me Tottenham. Also Tottenham, depending on when you're watching this, you might already know in the future, but Tottenham is potentially being relegated. I hope not, but it's very, very funny if they did. As a meme. I'm not a Tottenham fan, but I think after making these videos, I kind of am. It's fun to make fun of them, and I think I can only really make fun of them if I support them. So I'm going to support them. Hopefully they can stay up. Also, Leicester City has been relegated to the third division, or like the third tier, not the championship, the one below it. League 1, I think. How the mighty have fallen. Alright. Which is the only player to have won the UEFA treble? Your official hint is a Brazilian-born Italian international who played for Chelsea and West Ham. Answers are locked. The player to have won the treble, Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League is none other than Emerson Palmieri. Emerson Palmieri. Alright, question number 10. The last question for the first half of the quiz. And also the hard category. After this, it goes to very, very hard. So let's get ready. Here we go. Question number 10. Which legendary striker holds the record for the fastest goal ever scored in World Cup history, finding the net in just 10.8 seconds? That's very, very fast. Well, that's very, very funny. So, you know what? I'm going to give you this free. It's free. Okay, this is a free hint. This player scored this goal against South Korea in 2002. It was a third place playoff. And he scored before many fans had taken their seats. Imagine having to go to the bathroom Your friend's like, come on, the game started. Don't worry, I'll be back in 10.9 seconds. It's too late. Alright, which legendary striker holds the record for the fastest goal ever scored in World Cup history, finding the net in just 10.8 seconds? Your official hint. He was nicknamed the Bull of the Bosphorus. I don't know why that's a sick name. And he played for Turkey. And your Daniel clue for this is, I cannot pronounce this name. Answers are locked. The legendary striker, which we now know is Turkish, and we now know is the Bull of the Bosphorus, that scored the record fastest goal in World Cup history at 10.8 seconds, is Mr. Hakan Sukur. Hakan Sukur. Sukur. With my favorite accents, the do-nots, which I don't know what they mean, or what they're called. Alright, halfway through the quiz. How are you doing? Your goal is to try and get halfway, so if you have 5 points so far, it's not bad. Your goal is to try and get 5 more. And if you're on a streak to get a perfect score, good luck. You're gonna need it. Here we go. Question number 11. Which legendary defender holds the record for the most red cards in the history of La Liga, having been sent off 20 times? Rookie numbers, if you ask me. Only 20 times. Which legendary defender holds the record for the most red cards in the history of La Liga, having been sent off 20 times? Ooh. Now this is one of my favorite questions, because again, one of my favorite stats are players that got red cards or yellow cards. I think it's just a funny stat to me, and I love learning about who are the most dangerous or careless players. So I can tell you, let me see here. Okay. Despite having 20 red cards, this player has scored over 100 career goals. And as I mentioned, he is a defender, so he has scored more goals than many professional strikers. Who is this player? Oh, how do I say this? I want to give a hint, but it's not too obvious. Your hint. Okay, your Dano hint for this one is that it's not Pepe. Pepe is my favorite defender of all time. It's not him. I'm sad that he doesn't have this record. Your official hint is currently playing. Ooh, I don't know if that's true. This player has played for teams such as Real Madrid, Sevilla. That's all you're getting. Answers are locked. The legendary defender who holds the record for the most red cards in history of La Liga at 20 times is Sergio Ramos, Pepe's teammate. I wonder how much Pepe has. Probably close, maybe like 15. Alright, question number 12. Between 2004 and 2008, which Premier League club set the world record for the longest unbeaten home streak, going 86 consecutive matches without a loss? Between 2004 and 2008, which Premier League club set the world record for never losing a home game for 86 consecutive matches? That is outrageous. Talking about betting on Rodri, you should have bet for this team to win at home. That's incredible. Yeah, so This streak lasted 4 years and 8 months. And for those fans who just started to be a fan of this team at the beginning of the run, imagine never seeing your team lose. Every home game that you went to, or anyone went to for those years, the team never lost. That's worth your money. Alright, for your hint, the streak was finally ended by a deflected Xabi Alonso strike when he was playing for Liverpool. So the Premier League club is not Liverpool. Which Premier League club holds the record for the longest unbeaten home streak? 86 matches without a loss. Answers are locked. The Dano hint here, just for vibes. The comment of the day in the previous video we just did. The team that person was talking about is this team. It pays to watch. Answers a lot. The team that went unbeaten is Chelsea. And I believe this includes... Oh no, does this include Mourinho's Chelsea? 2004, Mourinho was with Porto, right? I think this might include Mourinho's Chelsea. I'm not sure though. Damn, respect Chelsea. Question number 13. Which player holds the record for the most goals scored in a single edition of the Euro Cup, or also known as the European Championship, scoring 9 times in one tournament? I've said this question many times. I don't know why it's in here. I should have removed it. But it's okay. You might not remember. And I'm a generous guy. An extra bonus point here and there will not do anything. This player scored all 9 goals in just 5 matches, including 2 hat-tricks in back-to-back games. Who is this player? Your official hint is that this player achieved this feat in 1984, before the tournament expanded to its current size. In 1984, so an older-ish player scored 9 times in one tournament. Who is this player? Answers are locked. Just for fun again, your Dano hint is: Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien. Quel temps fait-il? Château Frontenac. Froid. Chaud. Chocolat. Anyway, the answer is Mr. Michel Platini. Michel Platini. Michel Platini. Scoring 9 goals, the most ever in a Euro Cup tournament. Question number 14. Here we go. Which striker is the only player to have won back-to-back Continental trebles? This means they won the league, they won the League Cup, and the Champions League. And they did this with 2 different teams. He's the only player to win back-to-back, and he did it with 2 different teams. That is impressive. You win the league, you win the cup, you win the Champions League, you move, you win that league, you win that cup, and you win the Champions League again. Absolute legend, and he is a legend. Your hint, oh no, your Dano hint is bald. But your official hint, lock in your answers now. He won the first treble with Barcelona, and then immediately won it the next year with Inter Milan? Who is, you know what, it's pretty difficult. I'll give you a hint. 2009 with Barcelona. 2010 with Inter Milan. Who is this player? Answers are locked. The striker. That's the only player to have won the Continental treble twice in back-to-back years with two different teams, Barcelona and Inter Milan, is the absolute legend, Mr. Samuel Eto'o. Samuel Eto'o. Samuel Eto'o. And he was a part of the trade that sent Zlatan from Inter to Barcelona. Alright, question number 15, the last question of the very hard category. Here we go. While Lionel Messi holds the record for the most assists in football history, which player holds the record for the most assists in the history of the FIFA World Cup? Now, I'm not saying it's not also Messi. It could also be Messi. Maybe I just worded it a little differently. I will give you a bonus point. Not many bonus points today, but I will give you a bonus point if you tell me how many assists they have. And I hope this is a current stat. If it's not, that's okay. Extreme edition means extreme rules, which means anything goes. If the answer's wrong, you're wrong. Which player holds the record for the most hits, the most assists in history? Okay, so yeah, I'll give you this hint. The Dano hint is it's not Messi, so enjoy that. But the official hint for half a point: 6 of the total assists, so it's going to be more than 6, came in the 1970 tournament alone. So we had 6 assists in 1970. Who is this player? And how many assists did they do? Answers are locked. The answer for the person who has the record for the most World Cup assists is the legendary man who has won 3 World Cups. Pele. 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 Alright, 3/4 of the way done. We now get to the category that makes this video what it is, the extreme category. There's still a chance. Maybe I should make these questions worth 2 points. Nah. But let me know. Maybe in the future I will. Because sometimes these can get very, very difficult. So, okay. Question number 16. One of my favorite goalkeepers, Edwin van der Sar, holds the world record for the longest time without conceding a goal in a top flight league. How many minutes did he go unbeaten? I will allow you. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll allow you to be within 100 minutes. Either side. So for example, if it's 500 minutes, 400 to 600, you get the point. Actually, that's very generous. That's okay. If it's 200 to 300, no, if it's 200, 100 to 300, I'll give you the points. So how can I say this? The longest time without conceding a goal. Ooh, if I tell you this, it will give you a big hint. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is your hint. The streak was finally broken by a 9th-minute goal from Peter Lovengrans of Newcastle. So this player is from the Premier League. Wait, no, we know it's from the Premier League. What? I'm confused. We know it's Edwin van der Sar. Sorry. That doesn't give any hints. Okay, so I can tell you this. Your hint is it spanned 14 consecutive clean sheets. 14 clean sheets. So I'm not going to give you time to do the math. Answers are locked. No more guessing. Lock in your answer. Alright. The world record for the longest time without conceding a goal in a top flight league, the Premier League. How many minutes did he go unbeaten within 100? The answer is 1,311. So if you said 1,211 to 1,411 minutes, you get the point. Congratulations. Okay, it's about to get even harder now. Question number 17. Who was the first player in history to appear in 5 different FIFA World Cup tournaments? Now we know there's a couple of players who have done it, but who was the first player to do so? Who can it be? What kind of hints can I give? So yeah, players like Matthaus from Germany, Messi, they were also players that have played in at least 5 different World Cups. But which one was the first? Who was the first player to do so? Your hint, your Dano hint is a free one. It's a decent time ago. Older than me, so it's super, super old. Who was this player? Your official hint, so lock in your answer. Who is the first player to appear in 5 different World Cup tournaments? Your hint officially, he achieved the feat between 1950 and 1966, which means it was 5 tournaments in a row, which is cool. He is also a legendary Mexican goalkeeper nicknamed El Cinco Copas, which translates to 5 cups. What is this player's name? Oh, a Dano hint is kind of like the Real Madrid right back. Kind of. Answer's locked. Here we go. The first player to appear in 5 different World Cup tournaments is Mr. Antonio Carvajal. Not Carvajal. Carvajal. Antonio Carvajal. The legendary Mexican goalkeeper. Okay. Question number 18. In 1986, which Eastern European club became the first from their region to win the European Cup, which is, I believe, the Champions League? I think that's what it was called before. It was the Champions League. They were the first ones to do so, thanks to a goalkeeper saving all 4 penalties in the shootout. What is the name of the club? I will give you half a point. No, not even. I will give you a full point for the country the team is from. And I'll give you another full point for the actual name of the team. I will give you a hint here. And you know what? I'll give you the hint for free. There will be no half a point for this one. The team's goalkeeper, Helmuth Duckadam, was nicknamed the hero of Seville. Oh, sorry, Seville, 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 and was later gifted a luxury car for his performance. What team name? Where are they from? lock in the country. I will then tell you the country, and then you have to lock in the answer for the team name. Okay, this is 1986, by the way. Which Eastern European clubs? You're looking for an Eastern European team. Answers are locked. This is the most successful club in Romania, in Romanian history. So, if you said Romania, you get 1 point. What is the team's name? Answers are locked. It's a team I've never heard of, but I know the city. The team name is Steaua, Steaua, Bucharest. So I know Bucharest. I just don't know the Steaua. Alright. Question number 19. Which player holds the Guinness World Record? It's a crazy stat for playing for the most professional football clubs in a career. Now we're going to do the same thing. 1 point for the player's name. 1 point for the number of different teams they played for. Because this is the extreme edition, we're not going to do, you know what? I lied. We'll do 2 either side. So if you said he played for 10 teams, 8 to 12, anywhere in that range, you get the point, okay? So, who has played for the most teams in history, and how many teams? I will give you a hint for both questions. It's the same hint. That's a second nickname, by the way. This is a Uruguayan striker, and their nickname is El Loco. El Loco, El Loco. Crazy. He's crazy. And he famously chipped a Panenka penalty in the 2010 World Cup quarterfinal to send Uruguay to the semifinals. Do you remember that World Cup? Do you remember his name? Do you remember how many different teams he played for? Answers are locked. The player's name for 1 point, again, the hints were free for this one, is Sebastian Abreu. Sebastian Abreu. And the number of teams he has played for is 32. I don't know how. That's more than one per year. If he played over 20 years, over 30 years. That's outrageous. 32, so if you said 30 to 34, you get that point as well. That is indeed El Loco. Alright, final question for the day. Question 20. You have a chance. There might be a bonus point. Let me just double check. Let me see. No, but there might be one later after this question. Who knows? Here's your question. Who holds the record for the fastest red card in World Cup history? Actually, there will be a bonus question. Tell me how long it took to get sent off. And what the player's name is. Your Dano hint for this question is a baseball hint. If you know the Toronto Blue Jays, the most famous bat flip in baseball, in Toronto Blue Jays history, arguably Blue Jays history, or baseball history. This player that did it, the name is very similar to this player. And if you're wondering what a bat flip is, when a player hits a home run, hits the ball out of the park, they throw their bat to celebrate. And this is what they did to help win a game, a very, very important game. So that player's name is very similar to this player. So who holds the record for the fastest red card in World Cup history? I will give you a point if you're within 5 seconds either side. And yes, it was a very short time. This happened in 1986 during a match between Uruguay, and Scotland. And Uruguay and Scotland tied despite Uruguay being down 10 men for most of the game. So this is a Uruguay player. I'll also give you that hint. Answers are locked now. I gave you too many hints. The player with the record for the fastest World Cup red card is Mr. Jose Bautista. The Blue Jay player is Jose Bautista. Jose Bautista. And they were sent off, shout out to this player, in 56 seconds. That's so funny to me. So, if you said 51 to a minute and 1 second, or 61 seconds, you get the point. You get the bonus point. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Extreme Edition. What's that? You want an extreme bonus question? Okay, here we go. The official final question of the day, the extreme bonus question. The last chance for points. Here we go. What is the name of the curse that supposedly prevents Benfica, shout out Benfica, from winning a European trophy for 100 years? And I will give you half a point if you can kind of describe what it is. How do I explain this? Oh, this is interesting though. Like, okay. I will give you a point if you tell me the reason why the curse was put on Benfica, and then a point for the name of the curse. How about that? So what's the name of the curse that supposedly prevents Benfica from winning a European trophy for 100 years? Now this was in 1962. Since then, Benfica has lost 8 consecutive European finals. And I heard they went to the grave of this person, I think it was in 1990, to ask for it to be lifted, the curse. And they lost. So I don't think it's forgiven. What is the name of the curse? And why was it given to Benfica? Answers are locked. Over 100 years. Oh, sorry. They cannot win for 100 years. So not until 2062. This curse was named the Curse of Bela Gutmann. Gutmann. Guttmann. And it was done by Bela Gutmann. Why? Because they refused to give him a pay raise. So he said, you know what? You're not giving me more money. You're not going to win anything for 100 years. And so far, he's been correct. Damn. Alright, there you have it, folks. Thank you for watching once again. I hope you enjoyed this extreme edition. Was it too hard? Was it too easy? I've had someone previously say the video or the questions were too easy. Were these too hard? Who knows? Let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Take care of each other. Love each other. And most importantly, here is a secret second bonus question. Most people have clicked off already. If you're still watching, still listening, here is a chance for 3 bonus points. You may have noticed my shirt says Portugal. I bought this shirt to support the team in a previous World Cup. Tell me which year this was for. Which World Cup year did I buy this to support that team? I almost sneezed. Wow. And your hint for this one, it's a World Cup that I was alive to see. Which of the previous World Cups did I buy this to support? Answers locked in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The super secret bonus question. Never done before. Answer is Portugal. Oh, I'm gonna lift up my shirt. It's not that kind of video, but just so you can see. 2018. If you said 2018, you get 3 bonus points. I hope you got closer to the score you wanted. Now, thank you all for watching. Tell your mom to watch this video. Like, subscribe. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Take care of each other. Love each other. And most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day and have a great sleep.